Hello and welcome to Miniature Adventures. I'm Big Lee and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing. I have received a parcel from JB Wargaming. So any of you that watched some of my recent videos will have seen the cheap MDF buildings that I got from eBay, and I was so impressed with how many and the general quality of them for the price that I decided to buy a few more items from the same guy, John. And what I ended up buying has arrived today. I love that. Just open the box, nice smell of MDF, very well packaged, a lot of big chunks of foam in there. I'm going to find a use for that, so that's a double win for me as far as I'm concerned. I'll find a use for that. Now this is the bit where I'd say don't get put off, because they basically come in bags like this and you go, oh my god. And now the buildings, when I had them, it was like the world's worst jigsaw puzzle. They just arrived in one big bag and you're thinking, crikey, how am I going to figure that out? But trust me, it's a lot easier once you get everything out and you work out what the pieces are. It's not as bad as you think. So what I've got here is more sets of ruins, slightly different style to the ruins that came with the houses. These have got some floors in, and as with the other ruins, I'm going to have to do a bit of work to sort of bring them up to a standard that I like. But so I've got a bag of rubble that I've made up from offcuts of sprues, bits of gravel, some tallus from railway tallus that you often use on model bases, some HO scale bricks that I bought and cut up. So basically a little pot of rubbish to shake into the bottom of these. So when I've made them, I'll laver them up with some PVA, shake some of that into the base, and these will look really good. You know, so just basic houses, very simple to construct. I won't get them out now because I need to sort out all the pieces, but when I've constructed it, I'll put a picture at the end of this video so you can see what they look like. So that's some ruined houses, and then I bought as well a iron girder bridge. So again, I don't think you can see that there. There's some quite not detailed girdering. That's presumably the top. For me D-Day stuff, basically. It all looks very nice. It looks quite nicely cut. It's going to look quite good when I do it, and I'll paint that up nice so that it looks metallic and obviously not MDF made. Again, as before, what I'll do when I construct these, I'll put them all together and I'll prime them with a spray so that it goes on nice and smooth. I might give them 2 coats so that soaks right into the MDF, and then I'll paint them, in this case metallic, with some rust on and so on, and I'll do a little bit of extra work on the girder bridge in particular, just to bring up the standard of it so it looks really good on the table. So here are the buildings put together. I actually mounted them on some bases. They didn't come with bases, they're meant to be freestanding sections of wall, but I ended up mounting them on bases because I wanted to fill the insides with rubble. So as I mentioned earlier, I made a big, in the end I started making a bag of rubble. It ended up turning into a whole bottle of rubble that I can use in future projects. So different size pieces of tallus, bits of MDF sprue and twigs and all sorts of things that just basically look like what I think looks like a good selection of rubble. And then painted it black, dry brushed with sort of red terracotta or brick colour, picked out individual bits with different coloured stones and bits of render and internal paintwork, and picked out the wood pieces that are in it, and then gave the whole thing a very dark brown wash. And I actually really like the look of that. I think that's come up really nice. So there you have it. They're my buildings from this set. These actually are the 2 half buildings that came with the previous set that you may have seen a few weeks ago. I decided to repaint the internal collapsed rubble work to match the other buildings. So just those 2 are from the older set. These are the sets that I've just bought. And then to go with them, I made a load of rubble bases to go in the streets and around the edges of buildings, just basically to sort of fill out and make them look even more, so that when I put them down with the streets that they can go around them. And then lastly, here is the Box Girder Bridge. You know, it is MDF. You turn it over, you can see it's MDF. I have to note you have to be a little bit careful. I put some extra reinforcement all across the join here, and when the glue shrank, I had to then rechange the angle at which these corner pieces were cut. But you know, minor adjustments for something that cost £3.50, so really cheap, and painted up really nicely. Black, dry brushed in basically gunmetal with a little bit of highlighting and a bit of rust weathering stuff on it, and that's it basically. That bridge has come up really nice. £3.50. A bargain, frankly. So there you have it. I've got all the pieces I need now for the special game that I want to play. Now, whether I'm going to get to that in the near future is a matter of debate, because I've got a slightly important life event coming up in the form of my daughter's wedding. That's going to keep us a little bit busy for the next couple of weeks, so the likelihood is I'm not going to get this locked down on the games table for a solo game for a few weeks yet. But I'm sure you'll cut me some slack there. The wedding is slightly important. If I put my hobby ahead of that event, both my wife and my daughter will have my guts for garters, and probably rightly so. So there you go. All of the buildings, some extra rubble bases, and the box girder bridge completed. And as before, very cheap from eBay, but when painted up, looks really good. I think that's quite a good selection of buildings there, and pretty cheap by anybody's standards.